Hiya Tom, just a quick recap on the session that we did yesterday on the range. If we look at you from face on, you're looking just a touch open with the hips. Here we can see much more of the right hip than we can of the left hip, so I consider pushing the hips forward on your irons as well as your driver. Just a little bit, still keep your centres in line with the ball, but you're just looking a little bit screwed open with your hips at that point. On the way through, because of the shot we've been hitting to the right, there's still a tendency to want to correct it with the hands. You can see there a little bit too much forearm rotation on the way through, and in order for that to happen, you can see the right knee flexing more than you would want it to at that point. Now you want to see the right knee and the left knee both straightening. So still a little bit more work to do on that idea of keeping the arms straight and stopping at that position. You can see quite a big rate of closure at that point. If we just move your screen across, more than would be sort of normally acceptable, but in light of the shots you were hitting over the weekend, it's no surprise that you're doing that. If we look at the problem we've got here, and this is where the big shot to the right is coming from, is we're very upright with the arm swing in relation to the shoulder plane, which traditionally is taught. The problem we have is if we're going to get in that position with the arms, we're going to have to drop it on the inside on the way down. We can see here now that we don't do that. We're very good at bringing the arms straight back down on the same line that they went up on. Some golfers do that, some golfers are better at rerouting it. In your case, you bring it straight back down on that more upright plane. At this point here now, the lower body's working nicely, but that golf club's way out in front of us and we're attacking it too much down the target line. And you can see as you come through, blade squares up to start it left, because the path of the club is going so far left that the ball is definitely going to bend right. So the blade actually closes to prevent that ball starting right. The path of the club is definitely going to bend it right. So this big rate of closure that we see over on the far left is just you attempting to make sure that ball starts to the left. If that ball doesn't start left, it's going to go off the planet to the right. So we've got to look at why that's happening. Well, initially when we take the club back, it does get rolled behind us a little bit. The arms work in nicely, but then from here on in, everything works up the chest. So the arms work up and the body rotates. And as I said before, you know, some players are demonstrating that. However, it's not the most consistent way to play, and it is pushing you very much across the line. What we see here now on the far right is a much better move. What we're working on here is just trying to keep the takeaway the same. The only slight change I'd like to see you make in your takeaway is not letting that blade roll quite as much open. I'd like to see at that point the club more here and the angle of the club face the same as the angle of your spine. We can see here now the club face has started to just tumble open a little bit as you take it back. Having said that, in relation to what your arms are doing from here now, one of the suggestions we made was that the arm continues to go behind you more. So the feeling you're trying to create here is that your hands are going to be behind your right shoulder, not above your right shoulder. And you can see now that the arms start to follow the turn of the body more, much less across the line. Arm plane much more in sympathy with your shoulder plane. And also what I like about this one is that right leg has started to just lengthen a little bit more than what we see here, where we've maintained the flex a little bit too much on the way back. So overall, in relation to what you've been trying to work on, the one on the right is a much better movement. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get that club to come back from the inside. More importantly, we're trying to get the arms to come from the inside. You can see there the arm work inside nicely. Just take you back on this one. Very similar position at this point in the swing, slightly deeper on the right. But now as you continue the swing, in the middle photo you're going to work up, hands above the right shoulder, and on the far right photo you're going to work around more, getting the hands behind the right shoulder. Much more compact looking golf swing, much better position to come into the ball from the inside, and from the position on the far right you're going to find it much easier to continue swinging out at the ball through impact, creating that nice high draw that we're looking for, rather than what we see in the middle. In order to hit out at the ball from there, there's going to have to be a big shallowing of the arms in the downswing. Good luck with it. Speak to you again in a week or so's time. In fact, I'll speak to you again on Wednesday when you come up for an hour on the flight scope. Looking forward to working with you more, and hopefully we can get you back on track. Well done.